This message comes from Thumbtack. Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews all on the app. Download today.
Hey everyone, you're listening to Code Switch, the show about race and identity from NPR. I'm B.A. Parker.
And I'm Gene Demby.
All right, Gene, when were you born?
What do you want to know, though? November 4th. Why are you asking, though? Why?
All right, because I would like to do your birth chart.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, my God.
No, what time were you born?
Are you about to astrologize me, Parker? I did not sign up for this. Okay. A little bit after midnight on November 4th. What else do you need to know?
I need like a time.
Like, I think it was 12:02.
12:02. All right. So you're a Scorpio.
Yep. What is your sign?
Thank you for asking, Gene. I am an Aquarius sun, Aries moon, Pisces rising.
Oh, okay. That means nothing to me. Okay.
That means, again, I am a convivial isolationist who loves to dream.
I feel like a whole bunch of people would just heard that thing you said and be like, yep, that makes sense to me. That it all checks out. That's exactly who Parker is.
Look, Gene, it's Code Switch's birthday.
It is.
And if we're celebrating 10 years, I just think it's appropriate to figure out everyone's signs, you know?
Uh-huh.
Can you remember the first episode of Code Switch?
Very clearly. Our very first episode was about whiteness.
Hold up. Mm-hmm. This is our first episode of our new podcast about race, Gene.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We're a bunch of journalists of color.
We are.
And maybe you're thinking, you listeners are thinking, okay, you're going to spend the entire time talking about white folks? Did NPR put you up to this? But no, we're trying to understand where America's at right now.
And you can't do that without talking about what's going on with white people.
We're going to get fired, aren't we?
This was 2016 we dropped. So Trump is not president yet. And so like the landscape of the world is like still, everyone is still in sort of like Obama era sort of moment, right?
And now it's 2026. Trump has been president twice. Who knew if those were in the charts back in 2016?
Where's your astrology then? Huh? Okay, so Parker, astrology is not my bag, but okay. It's obviously yours. How did you get into it?
I mean, clearly you weren't a 12-year-old girl in Baltimore reading Astrology for Dummies from the library and like doing everyone's charts back in middle school. So in 2025, the Pew Research Center did a poll, and it said that women are twice as likely to believe in astrology than men.
Okay, that's borne out in this conversation.
I mean, we're proving Pew's point. Like, that study also found that, Black and Latino women, LGBTQ folks, and lower income folks are much more likely to believe in astrology. And I guess I wanted to know why. So in this episode, I talked to both a believer and a skeptic about what drives people of color to look to the stars for answers. And to honor 10 years of Code Switch, we get its birth chart done.
So Code Switch shines through the art of conversation. And I also like to think that Sun-Venus conjunction for you all is also speaking to the values governing the show. It also just makes it a really good time and like a hot girl. It's giving hot girl.
Code Switch is outside.
This message comes from Thumbtack. Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews all on the app. Download today.
New shows, new music, new movies, keeping up with pop culture sometimes feels like a full-time job. Thankfully, over at Pop Culture Happy Hour, it's literally our job. We break down what's actually worth watching, listening to, and pretending you already knew about. So the next time someone says, "Did you see that?" you can say, "Yeah, obviously." Follow NPR's Pop Culture Happy Hour wherever you get your podcasts.
It's Code Switch's 10th birthday, so I wanted to see what was in the stars for the show. I reached out to someone who wouldn't laugh when I said that Code Switch was a perceptive and curious Gemini.
I'm Isa Nakazawa. So I'm currently an astrologer, and as of the last 6 months, I'm a full-time astrologer. So my bread and butter right now is client work.
Issa's based in Oakland and hosts a podcast called Stars and Stars with Issa.
And it really uses astrology as a conceit for meaning making and to invite deeper conversation with philosophy and kind of the ways that all of us make meaning in our lives.
She's also someone who clearly understands that a lot of people might be skeptical of her job because she started out that way too.
I started and came to astrology as a skeptic. I do believe that doubt and faith are always in dialogue with each other. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, I've always observed the way that human beings are enchanted by the cosmos. And we're very enchanted by mystery, right? Like the deep sea, the deep outer space. I think we're seeing people be captivated by sources of mystery and meaning making where we feel a sense of interconnection with something greater than ourselves.
So how do you go from astrology cynic to having astrology become your career?
Yeah, good question. So my first skepticism was really that I only knew sun sign horoscope astrology. So I think there's also a lot of misconceptions that I had to be willing to look at when I entered. For me, whenever I doubt, when you're feeling like there's certain systems of knowing you're tempted to delegitimate, you need to actually go towards it. So I was a skeptic, and then I started to really study it to understand it. And I quickly realized horoscope astrology, it has nothing to do with the sun sign or like fortune telling. It's this ancient symbolic language that is really interested in the causal relationship between the movements of the celestial bodies and earthly events. That to me opened and expanded my mind. I think also understanding the roots or etymology or the kind of beginnings of things always helps you understand the bigger why. And so it's really placing and locating yourself within this like vast cosmic web. And I think for a lot of folks of color, I mean, I can speak for myself. I think we as young people in the US education system, our history is always starting through the trauma. So like we're always taught like, okay, your people's history starts when, for me, I'm Japanese American. So, my history of my ancestors being incarcerated by FDR. And then also learning that my mom grew up in Operation Condor, this US-backed military dictatorship in Uruguay that swept all of South America. So I always thought, oh, my history starts with captivity. So I think that for me, astrology gives us permission to start our narrative and our own mythology where we want to start it. It also allows us to imagine a past and therefore imagine a future in which our identity is so much more expansive than the limits that we inherit through our education system.
That's interesting because you talk about how for a lot of people of color, we feel like, or we're being told like history begins with our trauma. And there was a study from last year that said about 43% of women under 50 believe in astrology. Like, does that bear out in your clients or what you're seeing?
I think a lot of women clients come to me with big questions, right? Existential questions about grief, loss. One of the ones that I've been getting a lot is questions around conception. I think the thing that's been really surprising and beautiful is clients do not come to me for answers. And I think that your star map at its best operates, I like to say, it operates as a tuning fork. I'm just there to provide a really intentional space for a client to understand they have the tools already within themselves. And one thing that I found a lot of these women of all ages come to me for is permission. Permission to be complicated, permission to need support in coming back to your truth. Like we all come from ancestors where literally the sky became a map of liberation. And so I do think that for Black and brown women in particular, this does not emerge as a strange woo-woo interest. It's something that actually comes with a lot of validity and authority.
So one of the main reasons I wanted to talk to you today is because, our show Code Switch is having their 10th birthday.
Happy birthday, Code Switch.
And I wondered if you'd be down with doing our show's birth chart.
100%. We must.
So I believe I told you that our show was born on May 31st, 2016 at, what time did I tell you that?
11:23 a.m.
11:23 a.m. in Washington, D.C. All I know right now is we're a Gemini. That's all I got.
Yes. So, wow. First of all, happy birthday. That is a major milestone. Thank you all for so much beautiful conversation you've contributed. Gemini is the archetype of translation, of conversation and exchange. It's one of the mutable signs in astrology. Mutable signs are the both and signs. They're the signs that embrace complexity and contradiction and the questions. And it's an air sign. So it's all about connection, curiosity, and it's just so literal for a podcast about convening conversation. And there's really cool things about it. So there's this term in astrology called a conjunction. Conjunctions are when planets in the sky at the time and location of your birth were basically on top of each other. Mm-hmm. And the sun and Venus were sitting near each other, like kissing at the time of the Code Switch birth. And Venus is really a sign of values and connection. And so I love this idea that Code Switch brings forth and expresses itself in its vitality, which is what the sun signifies. So Code Switch shines through the art of conversation. And I also like to think that Sun-Venus conjunction for you all is also speaking to the values governing the show. It also just makes it a really good time and like a hot girl. It's giving hot girl.
Code Switch is outside.
Code Switch is outside. Code Switch is outside. And Geminis are flirty and they're fickle and they're having a good time. But then I got so excited because I saw you have an Aries moon, which is my natal moon.
Wait, that's also my moon.
It is?
I'm an Aries moon. All right, okay.
I mean, we have a mouth on us,
gosh.
which I love for Code Switch. And I love, so Aries moons, we're kind of known for foot and mouth syndrome. We say it in the way that we want to say it, and it's an urgent truth. We're outside and we're saying it. That's your chart. And Aries moons want to say the uncomfortable thing. We want to say the hard truth. We want everyone to look at it together. And I think you do a good job of this, Parker, in the show of like, we're going to talk about hard things and you're not even going to realize it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be fun, it's going to be cute, and it's going to be relatable. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like the heaviness of it all.
We try.
So I just thought how literal that like the moon or the emotional center of Code Switch is really about illuminating these difficult but fun conversations. And it was written in the stars.
Oh my gosh. This is so helpful and also so scary. And this also proves that like astrology,
it is real, y'all. I know. I don't want it to be real. I wake up every day ready for this not to be real.
Listen.
Trust me.
Okay. This is me trying to like feel my feelings. Do you ever feel embarrassed about being an astrologer? Because I get embarrassed sometimes being into astrology.
Yes. I'm really proud of where I'm at with it now, but yes, I had to come out as an astrologer, and I saw the way that astrology was always seen as queer and encoded as like a woman's little knowledge over there. And that made me really double down on it because I saw the pathologizing of astrology as a mode of knowing that was being kind of accepted as unserious without people critically investigating why. And so I think I've come into this like real conviction and commitment about it, to be honest. And it's kind of changed my whole life. And I really encourage people to not stop at the shame. Keep going.
Lisa, thank you so much.
Yeah, my Gemini, Aries, Leo. I love it.
Coming up, I'm pushing through the shame and talking to someone who literally wrote the book on the science of astrology.
Something that looks like science, makes you feel like you are dealing with a science, but it doesn't work.
Is my understanding of the world about to be crushed? Stay with us.
This message comes from Thumbtack. Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews all on the app. Download today.
Parker, just Parker. Code switch. As an Aquarius, aka a fixed air sign, let me tell you, I'm a big yet rational believer in astrology. But like my co-host, Gene Demby, the next person I spoke with has a healthy disbelief in astrology.
I am Carlos Orsi. I am a Brazilian journalist. I'm a science journalist, science writer.
And Carlos has a book on the topic.
It's called What Science Says About Astrology.
All right, now, what's your big three? Do you know what your big three are? Like your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign.
Oh, yeah. I am a very earth guy. I am Capricorn, sun sign.
Uh-huh.
And moon and ascendant are in Taurus.
Whoa.
So obviously I would be a skeptic, right?
I mean, you said it. I mean, Taurus are known to, like, push back. Okay, can I tell you, I was scared because I don't know. What do you think of people who lead with that question?
It's a nice conversation starter, I guess. It's part of the culture. My book, it is skeptical and debunking, but it's only skeptical and debunking because when you really go do research on the science about the subject, that's the conclusion it leads to.
But, okay, Carlos, how do you even get into something like this? Like, you write this book, What Science Says About Astrology. What got you interested into that topic?
I mean, I got fascinated with how astrology supposedly works when I was a teenager, really. And then, because I bought these astrology books, one or two, and I read them, and they taught me how to build my astral chart.
Yeah?
And I built it. And I read the interpretation, and oh, wow, that's me. How can they be so right, you know? It's perfect. I mean, teenagers, right?
Yeah.
But then, talking to my mom sometime later, said, no, you put an hour earlier. So I redid with the correct ascendant, and the new interpretation also made perfect sense. And it was exactly correct. And it was me saying, okay, there's some BS going on. They can't be both perfectly right.
Wait, so is astrology a science?
No, it's a pseudoscience. It's something that looks like science, makes you feel like you are dealing with a science, but it doesn't work. So it's what we call a pseudoscience. It's somewhat like alcohol, you know. It can be fun in small doses and help with conversation and make things fun, but it also has a very dangerous side. You can exaggerate. You can get in trouble because of it.
Wait, so I could be like an astrolaholic?
Oh, yeah, there are people who really, they let this stuff rule their lives, or not all of their lives, but some aspects of their lives.
Well, why do you think astrology is so popular?
So, there are several reasons. There's one that is very specific to this moment in time in history. There is a lot of skepticism and disillusionment with traditional organized religion and traditional forms of spirituality. Mm-hmm. People are very individualistic nowadays, and astrology is creates a sort of connection with the universe that is very individualistic. It's your chart, it's your sign. It doesn't have all the baggage of other forms of feeling connected to the universe, previous forms of connection. And there are the psychological reasons. That is, astrology is as a language. As a writer, I admire it because it has 3,000 years. The first horoscope that archaeologists found is from 400 BC or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. It was a boy in Babylon.
I've seen you talk about the difference between how publication horoscopes approach their audiences. And I wonder if you could talk about that a little bit more.
There is a study that analyzed the horoscopes of different magazines, one for rich women, and that's mostly read by white women, one for teenagers, also most read by white teenagers, and one magazine that is explicitly marketed for black women. And they found some stark differences in the horoscopes, the kind of advice. The main difference was in dealing with money and men. White wealthy women received advice that was worded in a very romantic way about men, love and things like that. The advice they got was to have fun spending money. Okay, so go buy yourself a treat. Black women were the advice about men. It wasn't romantic. It was more sexualized and eroticized. And the advice about money was save and don't lend money to anyone. So, I mean, you see the stereotype right there, right? I mean, the author said, okay, so black women, they are sexualized and they live surrounded by people they can't trust because never lend money to anyone.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, I'm opening up 2 like high-end horoscopes for the spring equinox. We have Vogue magazine and we have Essence magazine, which is a predominantly black magazine. All right, for Aquarius, teaching or attending a seminar in your neighborhood will strengthen your relationship with the community and give you a lot to think about. It may not be a convenient day to embark on the journey, but you can organize your calendar to make time for a meetup or group discussion that speaks to your spirit. You'll be grateful you did. All right, let's look at Essence. Affirmation, I give myself permission to prioritize my needs. You're thinking about starting a new creative project, but you need a muse. Have you checked your bank account recently? Consider creating a monthly financial report to track your spending habits. You may want to get ahead of those bills that are slowly accumulating. And then, okay, fresh take. Community will be vital for you during this time of year. This means you'll need to seek out social groups that align with your values. Both publications are like, I need to seek out community and be more social because that's
But black
who
women
I
are
am.
poor, right? You have to get ahead of your bills and save money.
Dang, Carlos!
Why the women in Vogue don't need to save money, right?
Oh my gosh, you're killing me here. Today was not the best day for astrology. We picked a bad day.
Yeah.
That is the sound of a man trying to placate me. But, oh my gosh. Well, okay. I'm going to push back a little bit.
Okay.
I say this as an Aquarius. And
Very water.
I'm an air sign.
Air.
Aquarius is an air sign.
Sorry.
It's complicated. But they say when you're an Aquarius, you like people, but you don't want to be around them too much. You're a bit of a weirdo. And I see that and I'm like, yeah, that's me. But then I'll look at like a Virgo or a Libra and I'm like, that's not me at all. I'm not the most organized person in the world. I'm not very bossy. I'm not a person who is that concerned about like my looks. Like things like that are deemed to be characteristics of certain placements. And are you just saying that all of that is for naught? Like none of this means anything and I just internalize it because it makes me feel good?
You internalize first because, I mean, if you get a full astrological profile really made by an astrologer and there are so many statements there. There are the generic ones that are true for everybody. Like what you said, you like being around people, but not all the time. Okay, who likes to be around people all the time and who never likes being around people? I mean, there must be some psychopaths, but most people fit this. You like to be around people, but not all the time.
Fine. But wait, okay. One thing I am curious about, like the biggest believers of astrology tend to be Black and Latina women, particularly spiritual women. And I wonder what you would make of that.
There is this thing that's called the social marginality hypothesis.
What is that?
That people from groups that are underprivileged in society, perhaps because they know and they feel in their daily lives that they have less control over their lives, they have less access to stuff, they tend to feel more attracted to paranormal and supernatural beliefs, including astrology. Because this kind of belief creates a feel of control, of being touched with some power or with things like that. And you see that the belief spikes among women, LGBTQ people, and Black and Latino people, and people who didn't have access to higher education. I mean, there are the underprivileged groups in society. So I think that it sort of makes sense. These beliefs, this grasping for something bigger, something more powerful, or this sense of understanding how fate might work is something that is attractive for people who don't have or have less real concrete power over their lives.
So I lean into astrology potentially because I feel like I am powerless.
Or less powerful than the people around you.
So, like my introduction to astrology, I think it's for everybody, is I was in high school. So I was like 13 and I was shy and I had social anxiety. And I learned if I could figure out someone's astrological sign, it could inform how I would approach them, like how I would talk to them. Like, you know, if you're a Taurus, I would find something you were passionate about and talk to you about that. If you were a Libra, I would compliment you. Like, I don't know, what do you think of it being used in that way?
I mean, I think it fits the hypothesis, right? It gave you a sense of control of your relationships, of control of how to approach people, what to expect from them.
Carlos. Even though you're saying this, I still believe in it. Like, I know. But one thing that I was curious about, like, am I stereotyping? When I do things like that, I'm like, my brother's a Leo. Let me figure out, like, how to approach it, like, things like that. Is that a problem?
Yeah, you are stereotyping. And astrology, there's a study that they did of all places in China. I mean, China was a very nice place to do the study because Western astrology, 12 signs, ascendants, it wasn't part of traditional Chinese culture. It arrived there with Western culture. So it wasn't part of their cultural baggage. And nowadays, if you are a Virgo in China, you have a hard time finding a job.
Really?
Yeah, and going into a relationship. They did this. They created a series of dating app profiles, the same guy, the same picture, the same interests, the same career, just changing his sign. The Virgo version had 60% less matches than the others.
I mean, here the only good Virgo is Beyonce, so I understand the problem. I get it, but it's not right to do legally.
But that's another point. I think that it was in Britain and then in Austria. In Britain, there was this advertisement in the newspaper about people who were recruiting a roommate to live somewhere. I don't know if it was university or whatever. And they said Capricorns need not apply. And then in Austria, there was this insurance company who advertised for new insurance salespeople. And they said, we only want people from Capricorns and 3 or 4 different signs.
So you'd be safe.
I could be a insurance salesman in Austria if I could learn German.
Now that you've basically debunked everything that I believe in, what am I supposed to do now? Like, give me a new system. What do you have for me?
Well, trust yourself.
I'm an Aquarius. I can't trust myself, Carlos.
When you let go of the Aquarius, you will be able to trust yourself.
Maybe I should just like lean into numerology or something instead.
I mean, when astrology is beneficial in a psychological sense, what is it really doing? It's just giving people some leverage to do what they already knew they had to do. Right? I mean, there's this guy who said, when a person goes to a consultation, an appointment with an astrologer, and ask, oh, I don't know what should I do about my boyfriend. I can't stand him, but I don't know what to do. You know what to do. You just want some third party to say, yeah, the universe wants you to dump this guy. So stop waiting for the universe to tell you what to do. You know what to do.
I'm not going to dip into my 401k because I'm a Pisces rising and I have a dream that I need to achieve. But I get what you're saying. You stop waiting for the universe to tell me what to do because I know what to do. Carlos, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was really nice.
This was so cool. I mean, bummer for me, but great in general as a conversation. Oh my goodness. I still believe what I believe, but I now understand what everyone else believes. And that's our show. Just a reminder that signing up for Code Switch Plus is a great way to support our show and public media, and you'll get to listen to every episode sponsor-free. So please go find out more at plus.npr.org/codeswitch.
This episode you're listening to right now was produced by Christina Calla. It was edited by Courtney Stein. Welcome back, Courtney.
Our engineer was Robert Rodriguez.
And we would be remiss if we did not shout out the rest of the Code Switch Massive. That's Jess Kong, Leah Danella, Barton Girdwood, Dalia Martada, Yolanda Sanguini, and Xavier Lopez. As for me, I'm Gene Demby.
I'm B.A. Parker.
Be easy, y'all.
Hydrate. Gene, you're such a Scorpio. And sometimes we'd be in meetings and you'll say stuff and I'd be like, that's a Scorpio man right there.
Wow, the confirmation bias is beautiful.
No! It's written in the stars.
Sure, Jan.
Oh my God. You don't think where you were born and the moment you were placed on the planet means nothing?
That's right. I don't. It doesn't mean anything. But I'm gonna let you cook.
This message comes from Thumbtack. Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews all on the app. Download today.